Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. If you're a parent, a guardian, or honestly just someone who cares deeply about the next generation, you are exactly where you need to be. Today, we're unpacking an incredible initiative that's all about helping young people completely transform, taking them from curious kids and turning them into confident, capable problem solvers. We're getting into all the details of the Young Founders Program.
Okay, let's dive into this. The entire engine driving this program is one very simple, very powerful belief. Big ideas can start at any age. So often we fall into this trap, right? We think entrepreneurship or innovation is just this exclusive domain for adults, or worse, just for people who already have massive funding or special connections. But honestly, that's a total myth. Young minds are literally wired to be creative and observant. This program is built on the absolute fact that their ideas have real, tangible value right now.
So, let me ask you directly, is your child a problem solver? I want you to take just a second and really imagine their potential. Think about those everyday moments when they complain about a frustration, where they notice something that just isn't working the way it should. What if instead of just getting annoyed by it, they actually had the tools to turn that exact frustration into a massive opportunity? What if they could literally build the solution? Well, that is exactly the mindset shift we're exploring today.
All right, here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll cover Beyond the Lemonade Stand, then cultivating young problem solvers, walk through the entrepreneurial roadmap, explore the market day experience, and wrap it all up with logistics, registration, and discounts.
Section 1. Beyond the Lemonade Stand.
So, a bit of background. The Young Founders Program is actually the brainchild of Fedric Consulting, and it's a huge part of their Build Your Legacy initiative based right here in Central Arkansas. Usually, Fedric Consulting is out there helping established leaders and communities build impact and stronger businesses. But what's so cool is they've taken that exact same high-level professional mission and translated it perfectly into an engaging, totally age-appropriate experience for young people.
Section 2. Cultivating Young Problem Solvers.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of the program. It's all about shifting how young minds interact with the world. On one side, you have the passive consumer, someone who just accepts things as they are and buys whatever is offered. But on the flip side, you have the problem solver. This program actively trains students to break out of that consumer mindset. They learn to identify unmet needs, brainstorm creative solutions, and actually build useful things. It's like taking abstract school concepts, math, writing, research, and plugging them directly into real-world decisions.
Now, we definitely want to manage expectations here because that's a feature, not a bug. Making $1 million overnight or launching a permanent Fortune 500 company, not the goal here. This is an educational experience through and through. We're building practical life skills, stronger entrepreneurial awareness, a massive boost in confidence, much better communication, and real practical exposure to business. And honestly, perhaps the most crucial takeaway is resilience through feedback. They learn pretty quickly that setbacks aren't the end of the world. They're just part of the process.
Section 3. The Entrepreneurial Roadmap.
The absolute heartbeat of this program is that students learn by doing, not only by listening. Your child is not going to just sit quietly in a chair memorizing a textbook glossary of business terms. No way. They're going to be actively working on their ideas, completely hands-on. And they're guided by local entrepreneurs and mentors who help them bridge the gap between classroom theory and the real world.
Let's move to and see how this builds because it's a fantastic 6-step educational journey. First up, they discover, pinpointing problems or passions. Second, they develop that spark into a clear solution. Third, they build out their business understanding. We're talking pricing, branding, the whole shebang. Step 4 is crucial. They practice and receive feedback, which means pitching it and tweaking it. Fifth, they gear up and prepare for market day. And finally, step 6, they showcase their hard work and reflect on the journey. It takes them from a tiny spark of curiosity all the way to presenting genuine value.
Section 4. The Market Day Experience.
Oh, Market Day. This is the big climax, where all their hard work literally pays off. It's a totally public, community-driven event. Just picture this for a second. Your child, standing confidently behind a display they built from scratch, looking adults right in the eye, and practicing real-world communication and adaptability. They showcase, they promote, and yeah, when appropriate, they actually sell the things they've poured their hearts into. The confidence boost, it is absolutely off the charts.
So if you've got a kid in the 10 to 13 age bracket, here is your timeline for the fall 2026 cohort. The classes run on consecutive Saturdays. August 1st is all about problem identification. August 8th moves into solution-driven development. August 15th covers basic business fundamentals. And the grand finale? Saturday, August 22nd is Market Day, perfectly scheduled to happen during the Sunset Social at the Rail Yard.
Section 5. Logistics, registration, and discounts.
Okay, getting down to the nitty-gritty for the August 2026 cohort. Early registration has officially wrapped up. But the good news is standard registration is still open right now. I do need to stress, though, it is strictly subject to capacity. There's no false scarcity here. When the spots are gone, they're gone. So if you're looking at those August dates and thinking, yes, my kid needs this, you are definitely going to want to move fast.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the community support baked right into the pricing. Eligible families can actually receive a 10% discount. This covers military families, sibling enrollment, law enforcement, first responders, and our educators. It's just a really great way to honor those serving the community. One quick heads up though, stacking these discounts isn't automatic, so just be sure to verify the terms with Fedrick Consulting when you sign up.
And get this, if your child has already completed the program and wants to come back to level up their skills, returning founders get a massive 40% discount on registration. 40%! The program absolutely loves having experienced kids come back to build on what they've learned. Again, just reach out to Fedrick Consulting to verify that discount.
Also, Fedrick Consulting works really hard with local businesses, banks, and civic groups to keep this accessible. So, student sponsorships sometimes become available for qualified families. Now, to be totally transparent, availability depends entirely on partner funding and cohort capacity, so it's not a guarantee. But if you need assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask them for details.
All right, so what's your next step? To lock in a spot for the fall 2026 cohorts, to check out final venue times, or honestly just to read up a bit more on what we've talked about today, head straight over to www.fedrickconsulting.com/build_your-legacy. That is your ultimate hub for registration and all the current event info.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. A legacy begins with a single idea. What will your child build? Every single game-changing innovator out there started somewhere, usually by just noticing something small. By handing them the right tools today, there is absolutely no telling what they might create tomorrow. Thanks so much for hanging out with me to explore the Young Founders Program. See you next time.